Hello everybody, it's the Gruppeteer, and I'm back again with a Steven Universe vlog, and holy crap! Today's episode is Alone at Sea, and in this episode, oh, whoa Nelly. So, Lapis, still distraught about the whole Malachite thing. Alright, there we are. Still distraught about the whole Malachite thing, is taken on a boat ride by Greg and Steven to make her feel better. So they go on a few boat rides, they do some fun stuff, and the premise of the episode is pretty easy to explain. They go on the boat, they try to relax. Lapis isn't having it too much. They try to go fishing. Lapis isn't having it, and when they go fishing, something takes down their line, and this is the point of the episode where personally I was kind of like. And I was like, thinking something, but I wasn't going to say anything. So anyway, more through the episode, and eventually the boat that they're riding gets stuck. The engine is busted, so they're stuck, and they anchor down so they can get something. They can mess with the sea, or mess with the engine and all that fun stuff. And while they're anchored down, there's this shot of the anchor, and his hand comes up. And I'm like, I knew it! I knew it! The second, I call it, the second that the buoy went down, it was Jasper. It was her. I knew it would be her. The second that the buoy went down, and Lapis did like that, like she's up close to the camera, and in the background just, tsh, I knew it! I called it. Anyway, so yeah. Yep, so the Gruppeteer totally called it. I knew it. Anyway, so yeah, Jasper, she's back. She's back from the ground, because remember how she fell down and she went into the ground? Well, she's not in the ground anymore. She gets like a minute of screen time, and it's great. So, Jasper comes up after first of all, Lapis is having trouble liking the ocean because of all the Malachite stuff, and she's starting to learn that she liked being Malachite. She liked how horrible it was to be Malachite. She liked that she could take all her anger out on someone. And then that's when Jasper shows up. And then she's all like, being Jasper. Jasper says, that she wants Malachite. She wants Malachite back. She wants Lapis back. She wants Malachite. She wants, the strength and the power that she felt. She's really changed as a person. And I don't know if this was just me, but this really seemed like a metaphor for an abusive relationship. Now, this is just someone who has never been in one, thankfully, but someone who knows, has taken abuse training and stuff like that and knows what it's like. If this is a metaphor for an abusive relationship, this is an incredibly important episode to show to people, because this is such an interesting way to look at something that's such a dark subject, especially for a kid's show, that there's no doubt in my mind that this is the metaphor for an abusive relationship. Malachite is an abusive relationship, and both of them want the hatred and stuff that comes with it. They want to take out their anger on somebody that makes them feel stronger, somebody that makes the other person feel stronger. Malachite is that to both Lapis and Jasper. They both acknowledge that, obviously, they feel stronger, but Lapis, for one, acknowledges that she feels stronger when she can take her anger out on somebody that she hates, someone that she hates so much, and it makes them feel so good together when they're so horrible to each other, that it's a very good metaphor for an abusive relationship. Obviously, this is a very touchy subject. My views on abusive relationships are your views on abusive relationships. They're horrible, and they're something that, should be made more light of. But Steven Universe, a show that's tackled, all kinds of race things, all kinds of relationship things, and all kinds of sexualities, now taking on an issue as big as an abusive relationship, is not only an incredible step forward for the show, but for children's programming. I find this episode incredibly important, and I think that this is going to be one of the ones that stands out when the show ends as probably one of the most issue-tackling ones I've ever seen. An abusive relationship is something that is not told as often as it should be. It happens to men, it happens to women, it can happen with women on women, men with men, either way. It's something that is not shown as commonly in children's media as, say, obviously lately there's been a lot more of, gays have been, or, members of the LBGT community have been shown in The Loud House and Cora and, Steven Universe, Sanjay and Craig, or whatever you want to say. But something like this being tackled in children's programming is really, really a feat. And the way they do it, the way that they so delicately handle it, too. They don't hammer it in at all. Personally, I think this was, the exact right way to do it. It's not hammered at all. I find the message very, 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 very well placed, very well written, and the words are so delicately chosen that there's no way that you could see it. You could pick it apart and say, all those horrible, horrible Tumblr people out there, and I don't care. Hate me for this. All those horrible Tumblr people out there who are gonna pick apart everything. I don't know. Say Matt Pat said for his, why I gave the Pope Undertale video, just tearing apart someone trying to do something just to make yourself feel better. I don't think anybody out there could tear this speech or this episode apart in terms of, well, this is not how you treat an abusive relationship. This is exactly how you'd want to treat it. This is exactly how you'd want to introduce it to someone. It's not violent. They don't show any violence about it. But if you know what Steven Universe is, and you know the story that surrounds it, then it's just a really, really smart way they did it. Malachite is Malachite. You know who Malachite is if you watch the show, and if you don't, it might not make as much sense to you as it would to someone who knows what Malachite is, the troubles that Malachite had, all the things that Malachite went through, and how Malachite came to be. But just the way they say it, even if you haven't seen the show, is one that someone can look at, know they're not alone in the world, and it's just really, really an important thing that I find in an episode, especially one, and I hate to, label anything as children's or adults programming, but obviously a show that has been nominated multiple times for a children's television Emmy. Obviously this shows that why are we going to shield these sort of things from children? They should be able to know these sort of issues so they're not the future people that are doing it to other people. Am I right? That's what I think's going on. That was like a 10-minute speech, but obviously it's safe to say that this one struck a little close to me. Like I said, I've never been in an abusive relationship, luckily, but I know the problems of being in one, and I know what can happen to a person after being in one. So I find this an incredibly important message, and overall an incredibly important episode. I know I didn't say too much about the episode, but I think I'm going to stop the vlog here. Not because I'm not crying under here. I don't think I can say too much. I liked the episode. It was pretty good. It was really good. It was good enough to make me go on like an 8-minute rant about it. Well, that wasn't a rant. That was like a speech. But anyway, it's really well made. There's some really funny, corny old sailor jokes, and there's a really funny joke about how sailor humor is really clean when anyone who, I grew up in Cape Cod, so I know that it's not. I know that what sailor humor is like. But even if you've heard the expression, swears like a sailor, you know that, yeah. No. But yeah, overall, really good episode. Thank God somebody's out there trying to tackle these issues like Rebecca is on this show. This show really deserves this. If you're going to take any episode, really, and show it to someone as an introduction of how Steven Universe tackles an issue, I'd say this would be the one. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.